What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome back to the Casual Nerd episode, where today we have KeeKee. Thank you so much for coming by. I really appreciate you. You guys, KeeKee is a streamer. She's a YouTuber. I actually don't know if you do TikTok or not, but she does all the things right now. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. As for TikTok, it's a really casual thing. It's so hard to keep up with multiple platforms sometimes that I'm just like, eh, you know what? Y'all got it on TikTok. I'ma just be here. I'ma post every now and then. I'ma post and go. But
Yeah.
as far as like, always consistently posting on there, it's so hard to be like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and consistently post over there. So
Yeah, it's stretching yourself thin a lot of the time, and I feel like so many content creators either just stick to one platform or the other, or they're like crazy and they'll just do both. It's unheard of where you see like so many content creators do Snapchat and TikTok and Instagram and
oh my
all these
God.
places.
Yeah. I look, I'm still trying to get the YouTube growing where I want it to grow, you know?
Yeah,
So it's
speaking
just
of
like,
YouTube, you just got to partner, and when I saw that, I was like, wait a second, didn't she like just start YouTube or something? This is absolutely incredible right now.
yeah, we got partnered on YouTube, I think in January, I
So
think,
awesome.
which is good. Like that was the goal, was like either, it's gonna be before the year ends or like as the year starts. So yeah, that was pretty awesome. I mean, I was still casually doing YouTube, but I did push really hard towards the end to like make it possible. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
true.
so. By way of games right now, what is, because I saw that you were playing Stray. How are you liking that game and doing the walkthrough for that game right now?
Oh, I love Stray. Stray is such a oh my God, y'all. If y'all were thinking of playing the game or y'all were unsure, please just get the game. It's such a treat.
You guys gotta do it. It
Um,
looks so adorable.
and
Plus
oh,
cats.
it's
Like,
yeah, exactly. Like if you like cats, just play the game. Even if you're not sure if you like cats, just also still play the game because it's a really interesting story. I haven't beaten it yet, but I'm getting towards the end, and oh my gosh, it's just such a wholesome game. Like how can
it
anybody hate that
is.
game?
Honestly, though, unless I mean, like, it's strange because it's like so many people are like, I don't like cats, so I'm not gonna play it. I'm like, you better play it.
Right.
Like, it has kitties. It has cute kittles.
Exactly. First of all, that sentence don't even make sense to me. Like, how can people, but I see. Like, sometimes cats are assholes. I don't know if I could say that. You have to
No,
bleep
you're
me.
good.
But cats can definitely be jerks. So like, I
Yeah.
understand people being like, ugh, cats.
You
Um,
see, in this world, though, we actually get to like do what the cats do in real life.
right.
So I'm like, if I get to
Exactly.
live through and be a cat for a session, I'm happy with that.
Right. And it's so cool because like some of the reactions that the cat has is like really accurate to like what a cat would really do about like certain things that are happening.
Yeah.
And you get to knock down like so many, like it gives you the option to knock down so much stuff. Like, come on now.
I
Come
love it.
on.
I love it too because it's like I believe they used an actual cat for the mocap that they were doing, and if that's the case, that makes it even better.
Yeah, and there's a kitty that like voice acts the cat on there too. Like that's a real cat's like
Nope.
meow.
That's so
I don't know
cute.
how they got it to excuse me, to be meowing on site like that or to do all the meowing properly, but yo, kudos to them. I really want to watch that process of like how they got the kitty to properly voice act in the booth.
You know what? I know that they do a lot behind the scenes, like for The Last of Us or for God of War. They need to have a stray behind the scenes.
Oh my God, yes, yes. Because somebody was like, "Oh yeah, the kitty that you're hearing, that's my cat," or it's blah blah blah, and then they have the cat that's like modeled after the cat, like, bruh.
But to get into the bulk of what we're going to be talking about today, the first topic is really something that I've been seeing happen more and more ever since the pandemic started in 2020. And in the rise of like cozy gaming, I've been seeing it
Hmm.
a lot lately. I've been seeing lots of cozy games like Animal Crossings, which basically saved us during the pandemic, and all these different like Cozy Grove, all these different types of cozy games. What do you think really the pandemic has done? And I know it's like the pandemic, it's a bad thing that's been happening, but it's also allowed a lot of good to come out with like content creation, different types of games. Like, what's your take on the rise of cozy gaming?
Um, I mean, I think it's awesome because a lot of times people are like, "Oh, I don't know if gaming is for me because everything feels so hardcore," or like, a game has been out for a while, so it's really hard to like just jump into the series
Yeah.
because people have been playing it for so long. So I think it's awesome to have games like Animal Crossing where you could just kind of chill. And I mean, cozy. I feel like cozy gaming has been around for a while because The Sims was a thing for a very,
That's
very long
true.
time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I think it's awesome that there has been more of a um like just people wanting to play video games that
Mhm.
are like more chill and understanding that there's different avenues for different type of people. Like
Right.
it doesn't always have to be, oh, I gotta play a game and I gotta sweat in this game.
Yeah.
You could just decide to be chill.
Yeah,
um
I think it's really cool too because it's like not everything has to be taken seriously in a game. And that's what I noticed really
right.
for the first time with Uncharted. Because when I played that
Hmm.
game, I was like, that is a game that does not take itself seriously. It's here for the laughs, the guffaws. Like, it's just here to just like chill entirely. And I feel like that's so cool with cozy gaming because you see so many different types of games. Like, I don't know if I would call like diner or dining room rush if it's called that. I forget what the title of the name is. Necessarily a cozy game, but all these
Uh-huh.
different adorable games that are coming up right now are for so many types of people. And it's
Right,
like I
exactly.
saw Cozy Grove when it came out, and I was like, this is gonna branch out to so many different kinds of people. It's so awesome.
Right.
Yeah. So do you find yourself going back to any type of cozy game, or do you feel yourself like leaning towards one game in particular? Like where is your like comfort zone with gaming?
I'm always and forever gonna be a variety like gamer. I grew up on like, being brought like given a variety of games. I played The Sims, I played fighting games and Call of Duties, like the Call of Duties and stuff like that ever since I was really young and the Dark Souls and the Soulsborne
Oh, nice.
games. So I think I'm just always gonna have a mix of things. Right now I've been like really enjoying Stray. And there's even like this roguelite, this game that they classify it as a roguelite platformer because it's like you have a flashlight. And I recently did like a sponsorship with that I'm finishing up called Eyes in the
Ooh,
Dark, and that one's really chill too. Like it's
nice.
it could be intense at some points, but it's also like a really chill game to like go through as well. It's like the Metrovania or like
Mm-hmm.
Castlevania like games
Yeah.
or Hollow Knight, just depending on how you want to determine it. And yeah, like that game is like really fun. But yeah, I just
Nice.
been doing like my thing of variety. I don't know if I'll necessarily like I'll never just do one thing because that's just not me. But
Yeah, I feel like that's a
um
lot of content creators too, as well. Like, I feel like if you are sticking to one thing, you really have to love that one thing entirely.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's just like how I've always been. Like if you look at my YouTube literally just has like a bunch of it's not just one thing, it's like let's plays and it's like a bunch of
Yeah.
just random let's plays and stuff like that. Um and that's just always how it's been for me. Like I've always just been doing a variety thing. Even when I got partnered on Twitch, I like was determined to do it by doing it in a way where I was playing like the variety of what I wanted to play.
Right.
Like it was just like I'm not gonna just play one game just so I can achieve partnership. If I can't get it the way that I want to get it, then
Yeah. And now,
is it meant to be?
I was actually curious about something though. Like, since you both do gaming on Twitch and on YouTube, how do you find a game that you're just going to find for YouTube and one that you're just going to play for Twitch?
um, that's a good question. I don't necessarily be like, oh, this is just gonna be here,
Mhm.
and then this is gonna, I think it just depends. Like, obviously, there's some series that I gotta finish out on the channel,
Mhm.
that I obviously need to get up. But right now, I wanted to get the Stray video out. I wanted to see how I would do on the channel. I hope it can do really well. Because I know I'm a little late on posting it from the launch, but we have
Yeah.
put the Elden Ring one, so,
Yeah. Right.
um. And that one did good. So we're just gonna let this one be great and hopefully it'll also pop off. But like I don't know, I just go with what I feel or like if there's a game that I really like and I know like a lot of people are also enjoying watching people play it, then I pick those games. Um I think I want to do a lot of the story games at least and put like, at least put them on the channel. But it's just a matter of how it's gonna fit into the schedule. Some stuff might not, end up there just yet, but I have plans to put them there. I at least know, oh, excuse me, for sure that, oh, excuse me. that at least story games are going to be on the channel, you know?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
that's how that has been determined. It's like, all right, let's just have a bunch of Let's Plays. I don't know when they're gonna get up there because it depends on how the schedule looking. Like, some newer games might get priority because they're doing good on YouTube and like, they might be trending. And I'm like, oh, I wanna see if we can get somewhere in the thing. Like, I took a chance on doing a Bayonetta 3
Oh,
reaction
nice.
video. I was like really late and I was like nervous. I was like, oh my God, I'm doing this so late. Like it's so later than everybody. And it ended up doing well, It ended up right now it has 2.1K views.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
I uploaded that 7 days ago. So I think it's just like for me, like being like, hey, I want to do this. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I want to do it, and I'm gonna see how it goes. Because like that's literally what it is. It's always just taking a chance of like, all right, I want to share this with my community. If they like it, cool. We'll continue it on the channel. And if it doesn't get a good response, usually that too. Like I'll see how people are responding to it. And if it feels like people are not really like into it anymore for whatever reason, then I'm like, all right, let's take a step back from that and maybe we'll come back to it. Um
That's always the name of the
and
game with it because it's all experimentation. It's all trying to figure out like
yeah,
what you jive with and what your community works with and all that kind of stuff. So
right,
that's
exactly.
that's exactly like the balancing act that kind of goes through being a YouTuber as well. Because I remember seeing a few
Yeah.
people posting about. I felt so bad for some of these channels that were just starting up, like had probably no more than 100, 200 subscribers, and they were like, I want to do what my community wants so badly, but I don't like half the games that they want me to do. So it's kind of that
Yeah.
struggle of like finding what both of you guys enjoy, and I think that's the whole
Exactly.
journey.
I will say that, this is my advice, whether, you're doing YouTube or you're streaming. My advice is to always just play or do the stuff that makes you happiest. Because when you're doing stuff for views or doing things in a way where like if it's like you don't enjoy it, like it doesn't bring you joy, but like maybe it brings your community or something joy, you're gonna be miserable. You're gonna get burnt. That's how you burn out a lot. Like that's why a lot of people would take breaks because they're just so unhappy with what they're doing. And that's why I was like, yeah, when I was pushing for partner, you ain't gonna see me playing one game because I'm gonna be very miserable, and I might just want to get up out of here. Like, no, just do what makes you happy. Do what you enjoy. And believe it or not, your viewers, like your community, even if they don't like certain particular games, they're gonna love it and enjoy it because you're loving and enjoying it. That's how it's been for me a lot. Like I've had viewers tell me like, "Hey, I don't normally like this game or like games like this, but watching you play it, like I really want to try the game now." And like some people in my community have tried games that they typically don't play
Oh
because I've
wow.
made them look so fun or like they see me enjoying them, so it makes them curious about it, or like at least they
No.
like support my joy when it comes to like those games. But I actually,
Bless you.
but yeah, so unfortunately, sometimes you know what your viewers end up liking if they just don't enjoy whatever you're putting out anymore. And they end up going elsewhere. Like, it's gonna happen. Like, that's the part of growing. People come and they go. And I know it really sucks every time when it happens. But honestly, you're gonna be thankful because it's like, okay, well, at least I know people are enjoying the content, and they're
Exactly.
not just gonna come here and complain about it all the time. Like, it's
Yeah,
like, okay, I
and
know they
that's
actually would it.
yeah, and that's a part of maturity with the content as well. That kind of like makes you understand like, okay, some people might not like this, but some other people might enjoy this, and you can't ever please everybody. So you just gotta
Right,
do the best of what you
exactly.
do.
Right. You gotta do what's like obviously, yes, you gotta think about your community, but you also have to do what you enjoy, because like I said, you're gonna burn yourself out trying to please everyone. You can't always please everyone. That's just how it is.
Yeah, and I see so many up and coming streamers and YouTubers and content creators who are I mean I don't want to say that they look 19 because I see that and then they're going to be like in their mid 30s. So anytime that I
Right.
see like younger content creators go into the space, I always see them making the mistake of just doing what pleases everybody else first and then taking care of themselves. And it's like
Right.
if you're going to look for longevity on a platform, you need to do what you're passionate about or else that's the end game.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
I want to get into a bit of a fun topic right now, as opposed to like
Sure.
we look at so many different games that are coming out. I mean, our plates are always full with different games, different concepts, and different things that we're looking forward to. What are some games that are upcoming that you're really looking forward to playing or just going through on Twitch or YouTube or on your own?
Stray was the game, so like right now I'm really satisfied, but Bayonetta is the next one. I have been a Bayonetta fan since Bayonetta 1. You know, I got the Switch eventually and I was able to play Bayonetta
Oh,
2
nice.
and then like, you know, I was always like, yo, the way that Bayonetta 2 ended, like I know there's another one, like where's the other one? And then when they finally announced it and was like showing everything and now we got a date, I'm like, so that's the one. That is definitely the one right now that I am super excited about and that I can't wait to play. And yeah, like I can't wait.
See,
I
yeah,
can't
I
wait.
feel a bit out of the loop with Bayonetta because one of my friends actually gifted the first one to me. I've never played Bayonetta before. So I never got a chance to go into it, and I'm very, very excited because I hear so many people love it, and so many people are just so madly in love with the game, and I'm like, okay, I'm excited now to play it.
Yes, it's literally amazing. And so you got gifted the first one? Oh my God.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't
excited.
wait to play it and just I can't wait to see your reactions to it because you know, it's just an amazing game. And you know, for it to have like a woman protagonist and just like certain things where people are like, "Oh, it's too sexual or whatever." I just feel like in a way like, you know, it's also really empowering because it's like, you know, you just see her kicking ass and you know,
Yeah,
just being
exactly.
hot kicking ass or like, you know, she doesn't even like, you know, it's her hair. It's just
It's
everything about it is
there.
just it's just so cool and just it's such a magical experience and yeah, I
Yeah,
just
that's the way I
I
felt about
hope you
Blood
love it.
Rain.
Oh,
Because
I
I
love
feel,
Blood Rain is my other second favorite. Like those two are my all-time like woman favorite woman protagonist games.
so
And I'm
much.
ready for another Blood Rain because the way that that one ended too.
Right?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
so
Come
mad.
on.
I was so
Where's
mad.
our part three? Where's our part three? Stop
They
playing.
technically did a part three, but that wasn't a part three. That was just a
Hey, it was a side scroller. Like
no.
give us the real one.
Yeah.
The real one with the no.
No, it was weird
But
because it's like when I saw that they came out with that part three, I was like, they're joking, right?
right. Like, man, you better stop playing with us. I
Yeah.
still have faith though. I still have faith.
Yeah. I
If
still have,
Bayonetta can take years to finally give us like our other pieces, I think I can hold on to the faith of this happening for us too.
that's the same way that I feel about the Evil Within 3 because of the way that the second one ended.
Ah, yeah. Yeah. The Evil
Like,
Within was such a
no.
great game too. I agree though.
It's,
Yeah. I wonder if we are gonna get a part three with that. Cause
yeah.
yeah, the way that that also left off, it's like
You
now
don't
that's a
leave a
bit
cliffhanger.
ambiguous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit ambiguous. Like, is she gone for good, or does she just? Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna. If you know,
Yeah.
you know. I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
names. I'm not gonna spoil anything. But if you know, you know. There's also like, I'm also like excited for like to see what other horror games that they're gonna come up with. Cause you know, Halloween season is coming, and that's usually like near that or before. You know, they'll have like really good spooky games coming out. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm really excited to see what they're gonna how they're gonna do that, what they're gonna do about that. I'm trying to get a key right now for the Callisto protocol
Oh
because
my gosh.
that
That
looks
looks so
so
good.
good. Yeah, so I'm like I'm praying like, yo, let
I
me just get
was
up in there.
I was on the edge about that game because it just kind of looked like another Dead Space to me, and then I found out, oh, okay, so it's also from the makers of Dead
Yeah.
Space. So
That's why I was like, yo, I'm like, yo, this looks so much like Dead Space. But then like, I don't know, it's just it was so it's like so interesting, you know. Because it's like I thought that too. I was like, oh, is this just like Dead Space again, all over again? And then like I looked into it more and it's like it's a little you know, they said Dead Space, but let's add a little bit of spice to make
let's
it
have a little bit
different
of
from
Alien
that.
Isolation as well, you
Yeah,
know?
yes. Oh my God, that's what I literally okay, when I applied for my key, I said, yo, I need to play this game because it's not only is it like Dead Space, but it's like also Alien Isolation. Like
Yes.
I need to like Alien Isolation, that game traumatized me. You know, I got it done. I got it done, but there was a lot of times where I was telling my community like, "Fuck y'all, I'm about to like never play this. Like y'all about to not see me no more. I want to quit streaming all that."
It's
Cause
one of
no,
those
y'all got me
games of
messed
where
up.
it's just one of those games of where like you see the alien, just that iconic scene, and I'm like, do you guys want to kill me right now? Is that what your goal is?
Right.
So I do have to ask, this is going to be going into a little bit of an iffy topic, so my community knows how much I love The Last of Us, how much I absolutely am in love with both games, as controversial as the second one is, and some things I don't really jive with in that game. I feel like both of them are just, to me at least, really masterpieces. But what they're doing lately right now with the remaster and the prices and the way they're charging people more, I would really love to get your input in what you think about it, because I think my view of it is like $70 for a remastered game is a little bit too much. I feel like at least 40 would have been okay. And that's still pushing it.
I got some words. I do got some words. Cause first of all, how y'all gonna whitewash black women, the black people's hair? Like, where did the curls go? Like, they had beautiful curls, and BIPOC features about them, and then now in this remake, I don't know if they fixed it after people were uproaring. I stopped keeping track because that made me annoyed as is. I was just like, yeah, I literally just tried to whitewash their hair and just took all the curls and did all this. Like, come on now.
Yeah,
like, I don't even know why y'all changed it. Like, it was good the way it was. All y'all had to do was upgrade the damn look.
Yeah, and some of the tracking system, and that was basically it.
Right.
Like, they didn't even have to go in with all of it for recreating it, like The Last of Us Part 2. Like, I feel like that's all fluff at this point, because a lot of people were telling me, like, Ariel, do you know that they're probably changing part of the story? I was like, if they were changing part of the story, then that would ruin the entirety of The Last of Us Part 2.
If they change the story, that's gonna be silly, because it's just like, why? First of all, why are y'all doing that?
Well, so many people were telling me like that they're going to be giving an option to whether or not you can. I'll just say spoiler alert, because I'll put it in the description and everything. To giving you an option of whether or not Joel kills the doctor or not.
Interesting. Okay, so I can see why they might give that an option to like just be like, okay, what happens if that didn't happen? Like, how would that change the game? And so, like, in that case, like, that would be interesting. Like, just to see like how different it would make the game, and like what changes in the next game, and then like maybe have like a story about that. Like, that's cool. That idea, I don't think is like a terrible idea. But I just want them to like, at least fix like for the BIPOC creator characters in the game. At least just fix that. Like, the things that obviously are important to like those features.
Right, exactly.
Like, don't change that. And obviously, they had like the problematic stuff.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I like, because I also enjoy the games too, but like that was also why I didn't finish part like number 2, because I was enjoying it. Like, I was gonna finish it. I even have like a video on my channel of it, but like just some of like the problematic stuff that was going on with it, I was like, okay, hold on. I'm a step back, because as somebody who is part of the LGBTQIA community, but also as an ally, I'm like, damn, this feels kind of fucked up.
It does. It does. I like even like I was doing a playthrough of it on my channel, and I was like kind of squirming, because it's like, okay, I know I have to finish this game and do a review on it, but a part of me is like, I can't get through parts of it because of the way that to an extent transgender people were misrepresented in the game.
Exactly.
And it's like I don't know, I had to explain in the video I did the entire concept of what a dead name is, what a part of what a person goes through as a transgender person. Me myself, I'm not transgender, I'm an ally. But yeah, the thing is like every single time that I see a video game misrepresent someone who is trans, who is, BIPOC, who is in this community, I see it as such a missed opportunity to teach people something.
Right, exactly. And I don't know if they just do it because it's like, they don't want to make people uncomfortable, but it's like, okay, they're not meant, like, certain people, it's just their comfortability is not important, or it's not meant for them to be comfortable. What's important is to make sure that when you have representation or doing things about representation, that you're doing them correctly and you're being mindful of the people that you could be possibly being harmful to, because that shit hurts people.
It does.
And like I'm not like I'm a cis bisexual woman. So obviously like certain things that I can't always speak on, like it's not like my own battle, but I will fight for like my friends and like the people that I care about that I know were affected by it, like the behavior of these companies and like them doing certain things and it affecting them. Like I'm gonna speak up about that stuff always. I'm gonna always do my part as an ally, because if I'm not doing that at least, then it's just like I'm no better than like the people that are being oppressive to us.
Exactly. And even
Allies,
like
folks.
the thing with the
Sorry.
game is like, the game is already triggering for a lot of people. Why not have that balance in
Right.
there of discussing, that part of what is also humanity to the full extent? Because the game is already triggering people with, certain deaths, with things that are happening in the game, with certain things that Ellie does. You know what?
Right.
Why not talk about that? Is what I'm saying.
Right, exactly. Or just like even if it was just like that, they gave an option of being like, "Hey, would you like to be educated on it?" And like why this could be a problem. Like,
Exactly.
even if it was like something that was like it wasn't, maybe it's not like completely in the game, because people can feel away, but just like given that option to like be like, "Hey, let me educate you on why this is not okay, or why this is a problem," or just something, bruh. Something.
I feel like so many of these companies too, they pick good publicity over doing
Right.
what's right a lot of the time. And
Oh, yeah.
it's just become a big issue. I mean, like, you see it all the time, not just with Naughty Dog, but you see it with certain companies that shall remain nameless because I don't feel in the mood to fight people right now. And
Right.
it's a catastrophe because, I don't know why people don't understand these are human beings. It's no different
Right,
from someone
exactly.
who's heterosexual. It's no different from someone who is a lesbian, someone who's black, someone who's Indian, someone who's Jewish. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, these are all people. I don't know why that gives a company a right to make a distinction of, well, like, we're not going to talk about this because this could possibly lose sponsors for us.
Right, exactly. And, okay, first of all, because I've been speaking up about this even for myself as a creator, but I don't understand how, standing up for human rights or doing the right thing can equal that you would oh, you lose sponsorship or you lose support. Like the industry, like the fact that that's like an issue, or like something where people are always like watching their back in the industry to be careful of, is BS. Like that needs to freaking change, period. And I hope it does. Like, it's starting to get better. Like, the people who have been more vocal, or who are vocal a lot about these things, thankfully are um reaping like amazing things. And like I said, like I don't know if I did speak a little bit about like the sponsorships, but like I've gotten a lot of sponsorships lately, and I even signed like my biggest contract payout, like for the biggest payout that
Awesome.
I've ever had as a creator. And I was really excited because, like, I don't know, the company really they really wanted me to cover their game. They were really excited about it. They really wanted, they just really wanted to work with me, and I was like, "Oh my god, like, that makes me so happy." Like,
That is really
the
cool.
game devs themselves, like, asked specifically for me.
That is so
Um,
awesome.
yeah, and I was just like, "What?" Like, I don't know why. I don't know what changed that. Like, they're great. The dev team that, like, made the game and everything, like, they're so sweet. I've gotten to, like, speak with them about the game and just how much we enjoy the game, and, like, even, like, 'cause there's a Discord for it, they also have, like, things where you can, like, submit, like, issues and stuff like that, and they did their best to, like, work really hard on
Wow.
ensuring that the game is pleasant, and, like, even have, like like after you beat the game, or even before you beat the game, like they're like, "Oh, here's some tips and tricks that you can do."
That's awesome.
Um, yeah.
That's really cool. You see, when a company goes out of their way like that, for anybody who's watching who's thinking, oh, I want to work at a company or I want to do something within the gaming industry, find people like that who care about the people that they
Yeah.
work with and their content creators. Because 9 times out of 10, whenever you're working for a company, I can say this because I used to work for a game company back in 2016. It says a lot about how much they care about you with the work that's
Right.
put out, and then the work that not only content creators get delivered, but the community will get delivered. Because when I used to work at a game company, Next Gen Gaming, which is no longer in existence, I was never paid for any of the work that I did. So
Yeah.
whenever
It's
you see that happen, it gets a really sour taste in your mouth, and you try like
Mhm.
so many people try not to get jaded and just remember that in this industry, there's going to be so many hits and misses. Just always
Yeah.
look for the people that have your best interest at heart.
Right. I was just about to say, in this industry, it is possible to find people who care about you
Hmm.
or, your values and that you won't ever have to um kind of go back on who you are as a person or,
Yeah.
there's gonna be so many like just so many freaking companies or people that you can work with that are gonna always look out for the best interest of you
Hmm.
and not just being like, oh, this is good. This is good for us type
Yeah.
beat.
Yeah,
Um,
there are some companies out there that genuinely want the best for everyone involved, and I think that's
yeah,
really good.
yeah, exactly. And you will find those companies. So um,
Yeah.
keep your
Right. It's always,
head up.
this goes for all content creators. I feel like every journey is so specific that, another thing to keep in mind is that when you see someone else who may be getting those opportunities and getting sponsorships and everything, don't look to a certain content creator as like the source of what the guide is that you should be looking at. For anybody who's in content
Right.
creation right now, always judge your own like moral compass and what you should be doing, because at the end of the day, every path is individualistic. It's all subjective. So when you're looking at
Right.
your own YouTube channel, don't be like, oh, I gotta get to like PewDiePie's numbers, I gotta get to like so and so's numbers. Like, don't do that. It's detrimental to your content.
But I will say it is okay to have like so there is a sweet spot with that though.
Hmm.
It is okay to have goals for what you want to do as with your channel and
That's
like,
true.
push for those things. It's just don't get wrapped up in the numbers and then be like, "Oh, this is not happening for me, so I need to stop because I can't it's not working." That's don't do that. Don't do that. Just like, you can definitely be like, "Oh my god, I want to have Pootie Pie's numbers one day," or "I want to do this, I want to do that, da 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 da." Like that's
That's fair.
fine.
Yeah.
That is quite okay. But what gets all messy with that is that if you are not so nice to yourself because you're not hitting those numbers. It's like YouTube, first of all, is one of the hardest platforms to like pop off
Hmm.
on.
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest ones because the algorithm it likes certain things, and if you're not doing that certain thing,
Yep.
the algorithms is just sorry sorry about
You're
that.
good.
The algorithm is just not going to like you. Um, so just be kind to yourself because you never know. Like that shit just it could be hit or miss. But I will say that um, you know, just have fun with it too. Like make sure that you're having fun as well. Because if not, then you're just gonna be miserable. And like I said, as long as you're doing what you love, like if you're putting out videos that you love and that, you hope that other people love it too, then that stuff will also like just fall into place. Like, sometimes things just take time. Um and like, my goal right now is like I want all my videos to eventually at least be averaging a thousand
Yeah.
views per video. But like obviously we're not there yet. But that's a goal that I do have and that I'm aspiring for. Like, okay, thousands of views with like, lots of likes. We'll get there one day. But I'm not
Exactly.
like being upset at my videos if they like, like looking at them now and be like, why they don't got 1,000 views? I also have smaller goals in place of that. Like, I'm always happy that the videos at least get 150 views and 40, at least 40 likes. Like, that's the goal that I'm like, every time I upload a video, I'm like, at least just please at least hit 150 views and 40 likes. I feel like that's reasonable just for like the way that my channel has been going. Obviously, you can have smaller goals that make sense to your channels. Like, you could be like, maybe for like channels that are still growing and getting out there, maybe you'd be like, okay, I just want these videos every time I upload to get at least 50 views and maybe like
Exactly.
10 likes. Like, make when you have goals, you can have a really big goal that's like far further away, but then also have mini goals where when you're still hitting, like you're able to hit those goals and get that dopamine or like that sense of like, okay, whoo, I'm doing
Exactly.
this, I'm good, I'm happy. Because if you just have like those big goals and then you're not getting anywhere with those
It just
goals,
falls flat.
it's yeah, you're gonna internalize so much negative energy and so much negative feelings about that. And then that's gonna make you want to quit. So just have your like, your bigger goals and your dream goals. Like, I also want to get to 10,000 subscribers, right? We got to 3,000. Like, I'm happy about that. But just have them where it's like, okay, this is the goal that I'm gonna try to get at the end of the year, or maybe this is a goal that I have for the week or something that's like attainable. Pick attainable goals, because if not,
Yeah.
you're gonna have negative feelings about creation. You're gonna have negative feelings about what you're doing, and then you're not gonna be happy about what you're doing, even though it's something that you really want to do. But it's gonna make you want to give up. And also, as a creator, there's always going to be highs and lows. That's part of the territory. You got to love what you do, even in the hard times, even in the low times where nothing's popping off and things might be lower, the lowest that it's been in a long time. You still got to love what you're doing. You still got to love it. Even when it doesn't love you back, the moment where it doesn't love you back, you still got to love it. Because if you don't,
Yeah,
it's not gonna
it's
love
kind
you.
of
It's not gonna. You just gotta
yeah.
keep putting yourself into it. You gotta keep giving your all. Or
Yeah, if you truly love something, and this is coming from, so I don't know how many years have you been on the platform for?
I have been streaming since 2014 on Twitch, and then
2014.
YouTube.
Okay.
I've had my YouTube for a long time. And like I made like videos like a long time ago,
Okay.
that are like privated now. But like the ones that are that aren't. Let's see. Like I think. Let me see.
Because like you guys can be doing YouTube or Twitch or whatever it is for a very long time, and then something will just click where you know what you want to
Right.
do exactly with your content. Because I've been doing YouTube for 6 years now, and
Right.
this week for me personally has been some of the best, I think, traction wise for subscribers and view time and watch time and everything that it has ever been. And it just happens
Right.
like that. You'll get some weeks of where it's completely amazing and some weeks where, like KeeKee said, you'll have your highs and lows. But the one thing to
Mhm.
keep in mind is like the passion that you have for that. And for anybody who is even
Right.
thinking about like starting a YouTube channel or starting content creation, just remember that you
Mhm.
have to have that passion for it, that undeniable love, or else it's not going to really be long, like a longevity to it, if that makes sense.
Right. All right. So the videos that didn't get deleted, the earliest is from 2013,
Oh,
but
nice.
I'm sure there was some earlier than that. And then the earliest video that's public. Oh no, this is unlisted now. Well, the earliest video that was unlisted is now. That was in 2016, and then the earliest video that's public is 2018. So yeah, it just all this stuff takes time, um even now, like my channel went from where my videos, every time I upload them, they would at least get um 200 to 300 views and like 50 to like 60 likes. At some point it was doing that, and then there was a point where um some of my videos seemed like they could barely get to 200 views, but they were getting the likes. Um, and then, it's starting to go, like, everything's starting to go back up. And like, there's some videos that have hit 700 views and likes, or, 300 views and X likes. Like, it's just a fluctuation. Like, if you look on my channel, you can definitely tell Like it's how it's going up and down, and
Right.
that's the business that we're in.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to get used to that and like, be like, damn, I do want those older videos to pop off. And they will, because there's gonna be people who are gonna look at your content, and if they like it, they're gonna be like, oh, I gotta binge this. I gotta binge
Exactly.
this.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna binge. But sometimes
So,
sometimes
yeah.
it don't always go that way.
Yeah. And sometimes I just don't want people to see my cringy skits of where I did stuff with Freddy Fazbear and accidentally threw him across the room. So don't need people to see that. It's strange too, because it's like there are content creators who, I see getting, and it's such a strange thing, if you want to touch on this with me for a little bit, of where we see people like Logan Paul getting famous for just doing absolutely crazy stuff. And it's like, what exactly happened to the universe where it decided, okay, yes, we're gonna make this guy filthy rich, but then we're gonna make people like you, me, anybody who's like doing it like in a legitimate matter work so hard that they just want to quit every few minutes.
Yep. Yeah. What I was gonna say is that, yeah, I definitely feel like freaking. I don't know. There's
She's
some
sighing her
kind of
exhaustion.
I'm trying to think of like the best way to like explain this. I definitely feel like there's some kind of privilege that people who are fairer skinned sometimes get
Yeah.
uplifted by the algorithm somehow.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you could be doing like piece of crap people things
Mhm.
and you're get rewarded for that. Like that is absolutely garbage.
So I thought I'd touch on that pretty quickly, because it's like, and it does have to do a lot of the times, unfortunately, I hate that it's like this, unfortunately with race it has to do with that, and unfortunately it has to do with that whenever it comes to women in the space as well.
Right.
What has been your experience basically like seeing basically these content creators who get that kind of stuff that they do and they're horrible people, but you're seeing it now from a successful standpoint? Because were at that point of one moment of where you had like 100 subscribers and you were just trying to raise your stuff up and doing your own thing. And now you're at a point of where you're kind of like seeing it from the top and you're like, wait a second, this isn't right. What does that feel like though?
I mean, it feels crappy to know that you could be doing everything right as a person and like, creator, and then you still have to work so hard to prove your worth, to show, hey, I deserve to be in this space. And then there are people who can continuously do things that are not okay, and because they want to, but because they put out a weak ass apology, people are like, oh no, we're gonna still support you, like and then like anytime, like I swear, like non-bi POCs and marginalized people, well, I can't say like, because some marginalized people do get it, like, because marginalization is a very wide scale, so sometimes some people who are marginalized can get away with certain things because of like possibly like certain other privileges that they might have, but it's very rare. It's very rare, because a lot of times people who are marginalized do understand um things like that. And if they are people who are marginalized that have privilege, they always typically will put their privilege aside and, do the right thing. But it's just really exhausting to see people who have privilege to be a crappy person. And then like the moment that somebody who is marginalized or by POC messes up, there's like a witch hunt on them and their content or whatever they're trying to build. But like the person who it is not marginalized, or and has done crappy stuff, sorry, gets to continue to thrive in a space after doing something like
Yeah.
super harmful and not okay.
Yeah.
Like that never makes sense to me, where it's like, why are you enabling this behavior? Why are you saying that this behavior is okay just because they apologize and were all, oh, I didn't mean it, when it's like, well, if you didn't mean it, you wouldn't have done it. Like,
Exactly.
there's
Thank you.
there's certain parts of like, okay, if somebody made a mistake, yeah, people can make mistakes, but there's certain things where it's like, okay, you can't say that that's a mistake. When it comes to certain things, it's like, no, that's not a mistake. You blatantly decided to be on some nonsense.
Exactly.
Um,
Like we can even say the same for Shane Dawson as well. Like, and yet don't,
oh my god.
everybody in the comment section, don't look at me like that. I see the look that you're giving me. Don't look at me like that. I said the name. I don't care. Anything that is important to
Right.
mention, I will say it, because the thing is that I don't care, and I'm just saying this as like an open parentheses at this point. I don't care if I get shit for saying something about someone, because if they're doing something dangerous or they're doing something harmful for, you know, a community, I'm gonna say something on it.
There's like a big YouTuber that everybody loves. I'm not gonna mention a name just for the sake of your channel, but after we're done with this, I'll tell you who I was talking about. But and I mean, y'all might know who I'm talking about by me like explaining the situation. But like so you know, I used to love this YouTuber until they did what they did, where they had said the N-word and then like on stream or something. I don't remember how it happened. I can't remember because it's been so long. But then they like put out like a whole apology video and it seems so sincere. And then like for wow factor or woe factor, they tried to like do it again, even though they just had apologized. And I was just like, if you were genuinely sorry, why would you even try to go back and do something like that? Like that's messed up because it's like you have community members who are marginalized and by POCs, and that way with you using that language that you shouldn't be using because you're not even black, first of all,
Jeez.
to be able to say that. Um, and then just to hear like, because like I had accepted the apology initially, I was like, okay, maybe they just slipped up, you know. Um, and I don't know, like some of that stuff gets kind of wishy-washy though, because I'm like, if you accidentally say slurs when you're angry, I feel like you're saying it in your private life, or you're saying somehow
Exactly.
you or like maybe, you know, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you said it when you were younger, and that's probably why it's still somehow still there. But like, why would it be lasting that long? Like, you know what I mean? Like to me, it just doesn't. Some stuff doesn't make sense for people to try and say like, oh, that's why like this happened. Like, no, hold on, because we gotta talk about. Let's unpack that because that don't even make no sense.
Yeah, it's just crazy
Oh,
to me, because it's like there's some people who say it intentionally just to get a rise out of people, like, oh, look at you being so edgy.
right.
But it's crazy to me because it's like they know that they have the platform and they know that
Exactly.
they're saying it for a reason, and that's what makes me, I don't know, I don't like to use the word angry, but I'm gonna say angry because that's the way I feel whenever I see big streamers do that, because it's like, no, you're just being an a-hole at
Right.
this point.
Right, exactly. And it's just like, you know, I get that mistakes happen. Like I'm not gonna like crucify anybody for certain things, but like certain things, it's like, okay, you can't just like brush that off as whatever. Like, cause that's like people are being harmed from stuff like this, or feeling like, or like going through like, you know, they're feeling pain because of like your behavior. Um, Not only that, but if you have like an audience that there might be younger people within your audience,
Oh
you're also
yes, yeah.
enabling that behavior to the younger folks in your audiences. And that alone is just like, you know, if anything to do, but like, you know, maybe you don't want to do better for yourself, but do better for the people that you're like, you know, being impressionable on. And, you know, like because there's so many people who are be like, "Oh, well, it's okay because my favorite blah 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 such and such said it's okay, or like they did it, so it has to be okay, right?"
What? No.
Um, yeah, yeah. And I know some people are like, "But I don't even make my videos for younger audiences."
It
It's
doesn't
like
matter.
even still, like
You're still gonna see
even if
them.
it's not right, and even if it's not like a younger person, it is people who are older who will look for like excuses to do crappy things. And you know, just having like that person to be like that reason to be crappy like that, like they're gonna find like those things and they're gonna freaking they're gonna use that as like an excuse to just be crappy.
Or yeah,
So
or even like using the K word. Like a lot of people don't know. Like
Oh my gosh.
I'm part Israeli. Like my father was born in Casablanca, so when
Hmm.
people talk to me and they're freely using that word, it's like I'm Jewish. You guys, like, please do not use that word around me. Like, I would never use the N word to you. I would never use the K word to another fellow Jewish person. So, like, it baffles me how many insensitive things, like the M word for an Irish person, gets still thrown around. And it's like, why are we casually, like, in the gaming space alone? Like, forget about, like, in business or in CEOs and everything, it's already rampant there. But why are we in the
Right.
gaming space abusing these terminologies right now? Like,
Exactly.
it's crazy to me.
Hmm. I just think like, and I say this all the time. I think that the world needs to be more empathetic, but not only that, like people just need to be more mindful of other people because you might feel like, "Oh, I'm just saying this." Like if you do say something harmful to somebody behind the keyboard, you might feel like, "Oh, well, I'm just doing this behind the keyboard. Like what difference is it going to make?" Like it doesn't matter, but you never know. You could be the reason why somebody can self-harm or do something stupid because of like your behavior or your actions. And then like that's on you. And that's just you never know. You never know.
Yeah, like I'll use this as an example because for most of my community, you know, and I will say this, you know, for people who are in content creation who are just starting, the more successful you get, the more you will be under fire for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
And that partially
Can
goes into it
confirm.
too, because you know the fact of the matter is success breeds jealousy, and a lot of people
Yeah.
like to complain about things that they don't have. So you know that's why I don't really get mad at like the fact that Elon Musk and all these richies are rich. They chose that lifestyle. So for people to get mad over the fact that they are where they are, it's inanity to me. You know, it's the same thing. Get like yelling at a content creator for not playing the game that they wanted them to play. It's like it's baffles me.
God.
I will use the this example till the day I die for a reason why people should turn their comments off at a certain point is where
Hmm.
this one gentleman came in, Russian, had to translate it, and he said, "I want to see you in the basement of Stalingrad."
Oh my gosh.
So whenever you see comments that are absolutely vile, was one after the other. I think in that video that I did, I think maybe 5 comments were nice, and that's pushing it. So whenever people are using dangerous words against you, that's when you know that they're just keyboard warriors who like to do it because they're like feeling some sort of power edge over it or whatever the fuck it is.
Right. And I mean, I guess it depends on like I would say just see how the videos are being taken. Like if there's people that are, like, obviously attacking you, then yeah, definitely turn off the comments. But, like, if it's just, like if it's, like, not any bad comments on it, then
Right. Yeah. Judge the scope of it to see how it goes.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that. That's terrifying.
yeah, I mean I had to it's there's been stalkers and stuff coming out of that. So yeah, I kind of had to like watch what I
Yeah,
was
that's what I'm saying,
doing.
like, I can only imagine because like, being a woman in this space is very it's not easy.
No, it's
It is
not.
not easy. It is such a it could be such a volatile space to be in. There have been men who have tried to make advances at me, and if I'm not or even women sometimes in rare cases. But you know, when there people try to make advances at you and like if you are not receptive to that in the way that they want you to be, they will literally try to like mass hate or like mass dislike your stuff or like, you know, just do things to really like try and screw you over.
Yeah, like
Um,
it gets dangerous a lot of the time. Like even my family is like, we know that what you do for a living can be dangerous sometimes. Like they were actually nervous for me for getting an apartment on my own, and it's like I completely
you're right.
understand why you say that.
Mhm.
So, you know, a lot of content creators, just be aware your comment section can either be a really beautiful place or a really dangerous place, and you have to monitor it carefully a lot of the time.
Yeah, my advice too as a creator is just even when if you're just like, you know, just starting out or whatever, whenever you get your bearings, you know, just please protect yourself. Don't have any of your Don't have any of your personal information in places because people are very, 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 very crappy sometimes. And they go out their way to cause harm. And they will find ways to harm you. So you have to be very careful.
Yeah, anybody who's femme representing, please just take any measures possible because it's a beautiful space to be in. It's a wonderful place to create content, but also it can be one of the most dangerous places too.
Right.
You know, so many people don't realize that doing what you love for a living has a lot of side effects that triggers a lot of people unnecessarily for some reason. So
Right, exactly.
So to kind of end off this podcast on a positive, because I know that we took a little bit of a detour into some interesting topics there, which
there's so much that we had to talk. We're gonna definitely have to do a part 2. It's gonna have to be like, okay, part 2.
Yeah, it's part 2 on like taking your content creation to a whole nother level.
Right.
So I want to end off on kind of like a fire rapid question on different topics in gaming. So first one, pizza, pineapple or no pineapple?
Pineapple, yes.
Thank goodness. Woman after
I
my own
love
heart.
pineapple pizza. Yes, it's so good.
Okay, so when you are gaming, what is the first thing that you do? Go to the side missions or go to the main missions?
Oof. I would say it depends. I do a mix of both, to be honest. But depending on if the game has a lot of side missions, I might do like some side missions and then go to the main mission. It really just depends on the mood that I'm in. And if it's a game where it's at least lets you come back to it. Like if it's like, okay, there's a bunch of side missions, but you know, we'll come back.
Yeah.
We'll come back to it.
Okay, so if you were in any game at all whatsoever and you could only be there for 24 hours, what game are you in?
Ooh, that's tough. There's so many good ones. But I would have to meet Bayonetta just so I could be like,
Yes.
yo, I was in the game with Bayonetta. I got to meet her. She's great. But also Rain would be cool to meet too.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah, I don't know, like that's so hard because there's so many like great games with like amazing protagonists that you're like, oh my god, if I could just like meet them, like or like if they were real type
Yeah.
beat. So,
I'm
but yeah,
just-
those two would definitely be like.
I would just be
ones that I would
simping
love
over
to.
Jill Valentine for days.
Oh my god! But see, the issue with going into like the zombie games though is like, bro, I'm not trying to get big. Like, I don't care that like the video game logic will apply to me. I'm not trying to deal with that. Like,
Yeah. Same for Silent
No.
Hill. It's like, I don't want to be there in real life, please now.
right?
No.
Like the concepts of the games are so cool, but it's like I would not want to ever experience that personally.
I think they had like a poster one time that said, which way you're choosing, Raccoon City or Silent Hill? And it's like, I would choose Silent Hill. I don't want a zombie or a Crimson Head running after me right now. Thank you. So,
But see, the issue with that too, though, is like, I don't know. Yeah, I would have to think about that because Silent Hill got its own things too. Where I'm like,
yeah, are you kidding me? I just played part 1 for the first time, and that was an experience and a half.
yeah. So,
Yeah, it's like, do I choose death or do I choose death, but with the side of bacon and tarantulas? Maybe.
right.
So for the last question that I want to ask you, what in the next week or so in terms of videos can we expect from you on your channel?
Well, we'll see how the Stray Part 1 video does, if it gets like, if it'll warrant a double upload of it, or no, I might ask my community what they're feeling. I give my community a list and be like, okay, which one do we want to continue for this month? I mean, this week's upload. Stray just ended up being a double upload, like I said. I've been doing this thing to push myself where if the video that I upload gets 150 views and 40 likes, that I'll double upload on the weekend. and that happened with the Elden Ring one that I put up. So I guess I'll see like if they want more Stray, if they want more Elden Ring, because this Elden Ring video just randomly started popping off too. Or if they want like, you know, maybe because there's another game that I've been wanting to upload on the channel for a really long time. But it's just I have so many series that I also need to finish. But Lost and Random is like the one that I also want to get up there.
Oh, nice.
So I guess it's a matter of seeing what the community says.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So I do have to say, I really honestly appreciate you coming on this chat with me and the podcast, whatever it's called, whatever I'm going to call it, you guys. I can't talk today, no matter what I try. Don't be a hoe down in the comments, okay? Jesus. But whenever you guys, just keep in mind that content creators are people. We're not robots. We don't post 24/7 just because we feel like it. We post because we want to, okay?
Right,
Okay?
exactly.
So, but always just keep in mind, you guys, be safe on the internet. Always watch who you're talking to. Keep everything of safety in mind for yourself, because this is 2022, okay? The internet is becoming like a human being, sentient at this point.
Oh my God,
So,
yeah.
but with that
It's
being
getting out of hand.
yeah. So, but with that being said, I appreciate you coming on, KeeKee. All of her links
Yeah,
will
thank
be.
you for having me.
Of course, are you kidding me? I was so excited whenever you said yes to the podcast. I'm like, I got it. Mom, I made it. It's okay. But you guys, if you all like our faces and what we do, please be sure to subscribe and hit the bell down below, because I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I post on TikTok every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm going to need either a hug or just to be put down at some point. So, but all of her links are going to be down in the description below. Please be sure to check KeeKee out. She's an amazing content creator that does so much for this community. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, you guys.
Bye.